So this is mobile app that is being used too. So Partcard is DHS2 platform that is being used too. My stock on one of my shop. It's my part-time projects that I've been doing investing. So Partcard is a major blog that we really to do this thing is practical on to do the from currently we are doing the manual work, so it's kind of tedious to know how much I will invest on the product and how the business is growing on my shop. So it's kind of doing the manual to try to do the manual data from the books for the ledger that have been used. So practically I want to do the tracking. First, I just track my sales, what have been happening throughout the weeks on a daily basis. Also, I want practically to do tracking all the expenses to track all the expenses so that I'm able to know what expenses that I incur during this project. Also the stock, that is the stock variation, practical current and phase 2 thing, and how to do stock in all the stock that I've been in on my shop, as well as some defective stocks. So I want to keep track of them. So practically I use the MetaSave online platform, the tool called Chingalo. So I'm able to practically use the warehousing for all my things. Where cars as of now, I'm ready to able to do the configuration part and the backend part, that is to keep track. As of now, I'm planning to do the configuration part. I've done configuration part on 3 major components. So one is on expenses. So we have expenses for tracking all the expenses on daily basis. Also sales for each product that have been sales on my shop, and also for stock status, particularly for managing the status of my stock that have been in or defective, so I can able to track them, all of them. So just small configuration, so I'll try to do a little demo of it. So let's say new. So for expenses, I just describe this short name to the start of expenses, like if it's electricity bills, so we just put electricity bill and do some, if we have more description and the price of it, so that I can use to do some other thing. For sales, just very simple, just the product description if you have to, just some category, which product for which category, and quantity and price. For now this fails, but later on I want to do further things. So for example, some of the products that have been released as a sample now, while configured, the rest will be configured, but for now at least these are some products that's juices that have been supplied in my shop. So this for each one can be on different categories, like categories can be bundles, so can be sales for as bundles or pieces or boxes or even cartons. So it depends on the product, but currently no skip logic based on the product to filter out the possible categories that can be in. So that are being modified later. Words, so practical based on the product and category, and the quantity can be identified the price, but for now just put in the price. Later on just be the future. And this perhaps we need to control something based on the category and the quantity of the product to identify the price, that's the total price for given service. So also for stock, somehow similar to sales, but it's the difference on stock status as of now is they configure stock in, stock out, and defective, but I'll concentrate mostly on defective and stock. That is one of the issues that I've been facing. Stock in, at least for when I purchase a new stock on my shop, and defective for those stocks that are currently in my shop and they have some defective, for example being expired. For the drinks they have some expiring dates, so some of product tend to be until the expiry date but not yet been sold. So I keep track track of them so that I can try to do some other know how what are the goods that are current. So this is practically on configuration part, at least on forms that I would like to. In terms of apps, this is a mobile app that I've been developing. And currently we're doing the authentication towards the server, and just to load all some configuration like category lists, also lists of the lists from the system, like categories and product list. There are some form fields that I will configure on the system, so the app can automatically capture all of them and try to load them. So if I try to log in on the system, so as of now I try to use this demo server. Wow. So yeah. So I'll try to log in. So this password are just disable ones. So this now I'll try to load all the material from the system. And these are specifically some initial model that I will propose to work on through the app. So as of now, at least the configuration part on how the store app practically to work offline. So all the installation, all the things that have been incorporated within the app, and then install locally and try to sync later my ideas. That's once you have internet, you just load the data as offline to sync on this DHIS2 system, or try to download that from the DHIS system. So as of now, these are just modules that I plan to try to work on them. So I think that's it on the app level. So it have dark mode and there is light mode. It depends on your preference. My preference most is dark mode. So you can shift them. So we'll concentrate first on these two models. I'll keep a post on the progress on the service and stock model, so that I can have at least MVP products. That's the most variable product to be used, at least to do some alpha test on my shop and try to see how much I can do. So in terms of code, so far I use Flutter. So this is the project that I have. I have my assets, like all those icons that I've been used through. So I use mostly SVG just for easiness of controlling some colors and some other aspect of it. And the structure-wise, the structure of my app, I just have app sets that I most use providers is what is suggested by Flutter team. This is a structure, this is a core, most of the usable thing that have been shared across the module. So like the components, some components that have been usable throughout the project. Also some constant. This often be most of structuring all the offline structuring of this app, like some user details that have been used that is to display some information, like to display even update some current user account. This for products, that is to some configuration from the products. So this event practically for low data, and that says is for most for controlling all the configuration content for free-form fields. So there's some core services that have been used to the project. These are some utils that are being cut across for the app. So for models, practically we use some models that we incorporated and tried to use. These are for user management model. There's some for products and also for others from renderings. And module practically I have 3 of them. The splash screen for this model, at least one tried to load and try to detect whether user is logging or not logging. That is to redirect users that's logging on the home. And this is for about. It is for about is if you go here, it is to give some little bit of the app. So it's more of module. So all the module will be found here. The home one, at least this is corresponding to this page that is current the running page for given account. So it has some component modules, so each module can have sub-module and or a component like in core but specific to a given module, and can have some sub-module like all these, I call them as modules. As you can see, it's expenses,